started, then the dogs jumped on the bed. The second I started. That's why I don't do them up here.
You do
Oh,
on
I've
your
just
phone as
started
well?
it. I'll cut this bit off. Pardon?
Is your phone on? Is it on your phone as well? Or do you do it on your laptop?
No, I'm doing it on my laptop.
Ah, okay. I thought you was doing it on your phone the whole time.
Nah, it's a cute picture, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, 'cause I was thinking, how the hell do people even do that on their phone the whole time, like hold it up? But sometimes
Nah.
some people got those things where like they do it on their phone, but it comes out of the wall. It's like an extension.
What, you drill it into your wall?
No. So imagine, like in your car when
Yeah.
you've got your phone and it's like in that little adapter thing.
Yeah.
People have those things. You can get it on Amazon where you like attach it to your wall.
All right, yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah,
When I first started doing this, I bought like a little thing where you can sit your phone on like a counter or something. It's got like legs and that, like a tripod.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I've never used it. Never ever used it. I think most people use laptops. I don't know.
I think most people do on a laptop. I think it's just a lot easier. I think.
I can't believe I've had a shave. How bad I look after a shave. It's terrible, man.
Oh shit! I didn't even know. I need to shave soon. I haven't shaved for like since like start of September, but it's just still so patchy.
We went through our beards on the last video.
Yeah, and mine's different. Yours was like fall. I think you said you shaved yours in like November or December.
Yeah, before it was Toulouse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we worked out in November.
Yeah, so whereas this is like 4.5 months and it's still so patchy. I'm gonna get rid of it.
That's how I was forever. So I never had a beard, and then randomly, that one in November was the first time I just started growing it, and it grew. It just grew normally. I don't know. It's weird.
Like,
Never had a beard ever in my life. Ever before November last year. Ever had a beard. Ever in my life. Never.
Yeah, it's weird because one of my mates, he's had like a beard basically since we were like 12 or 13.
But you've not had a beard all the time, have you?
Sorry?
You've not just always had a beard, have you?
No, I never. I usually shave like every week kind of thing, but it's a lot of effort for me just to get to this, and it's still just it's annoying.
The only thing I can't deal with is it gets better, but the first like three after you've grown it and it's gone to like a decent length, the fucking where's my drink? The thingy on it, the itch on it.
Do you know what? Mine doesn't really. I kind of like playing with it, to be honest. It's everything else.
I do touch it, but I don't like because I've never had a beard. Maybe people with beards are used to it. I don't like when you can like sometimes you're speaking, it touches your tongue and stuff, or
that does,
or tickles your nose. I'm not into all that, mate.
But I kind of like when I'm at the gym and I'm like running for ages and like the sweat is like I can just feel the sweat. It's like it's so nice.
I feel like that's not nice. Or
no.
Thank you for that. Right, listen, this is our UFC 297. Just a chat, basically. I don't know. These are not really podcasts, are they? Not like I've never ever once. Every one of these, the one we do with John, the one I do with you, even the one I did with Joe. I don't think I ever send an agenda. I just say right before, but 10 minutes before it, I give you 10 minutes to prepare. So we're talking UFC 297. Did I not say it to you? I think I said to you actually. I've just started fucking Ariel Hawani show. Can you hear the press conference in the background here? Can you hear it coming out of my thing?
Is it on now?
No, I'm just it's the one. It's just
on media day.
Just thingy talking.
Oh, Strickland. No, I can't hear that at all.
Right, good, sweet. So yeah, I said we'll do fight announcements, and then I've just realised I haven't even told you which fights I've had.
So, was you talking about like you kind of UFC 300 as well, or just
so I've done 3 fight announcements because they were the most recent fight announcements. So you got Luke versus Brady for UFC Atlantic City. What do you think about that?
That went kind of under the radar, but like I think that's good. I feel kind of bad for Luke though.
Yeah, because one thing I will say, I understand, I do as well, but I think this is what I listened to on it was on Ariel's show. Thingy said it that do you like New York Rick guy? I don't know if you watched it.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick. He said he doesn't think Luke would be asked about fighting thinking for the exposure, that he'd rather just fight Brady, who's a higher rank, and get the rank. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Luke is not the sort of guy who's asked about like. I know it's a bigger fight. Definitely beating Ian Gary's a bigger fight, but because Luke is not going to like beef him or anything, I feel like that fight will just like not really be that big anyway.
But I think it's a bit of both because it's like if you obviously I would say Gary and Luke Brady, they're kind of like the same level in different kind of ways, but maybe Brady's a harder fight because he's like obviously Gary's more like a strike and he knows him kind of thing, whereas like. Obviously, Brady's the higher rank, but it's like Gary's a massive name and he's undefeated. If you beat him, that would be kind of like, oh, if you beat Sean O'Malley when he was coming up.
Oh, of course. Listen, the bigger win is Ian Garry. But if Luque beats Ian Garry, Luque strikes me as someone he's not asked to bet the bigger win. He probably just wants a title shot or aiming for it. Do you know what I mean? He's not the sort of person who's asked to bet exposure on that. I don't think.
No,
I think
he's not really bothered.
Exactly. So if he didn't even take a shot at
Ian Garry.
he didn't even take any shots at Ian Garry at the press conference in the lead up to the fight. He was sound about it. So
I guess they're kind of mates as well. So it was just a bit of a weird. It was just a weird.
Exactly. And if he gets offered the chance to fight Sean Brady, he wins. Brady's at 7. Or I think it's maybe even 6.
He is 7.
Brady, pardon?
Yeah. I think he is 7. Yeah.
7. Yeah. So he beats Brady. He goes to number 7. You never know, possibly 6. And then he top 5, and you only have to win. You only have to really nowadays. If you're not noticed, though, you never really need to get like
number 1,
2 top 5 wins to get a title shot now. Like a lot of people will sit like Leon Edwards sat sat waiting for a title shot, didn't he?
Yeah.
But like his best win was like what? Probably. Who would you say his best win? Diaz was a name, and then probably what's he called? The guy who's always trained out of what's he called now? Always fought out of England, out of Ireland, but he's
Gunnar
Nelson.
Gunnar Nelson, yeah.
That was probably his best win.
Yeah, he beat Cowboy.
Cowboy, mate, at 170. Probably literally.
Who, sorry?
Literally, probably that's his best win, Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah, and obviously, I guess he was unlucky because he was meant to fight Woodley, meant to fight. Obviously, the Bilal fight was a no contest kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was a weird kind of run, but he had so many wins. It's like you couldn't really.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You feel like in the UFC now, you don't need to. Back in the past, to like demand. Remember, like John Fitch and that to demand a title shot, you used to have to knock off basically all the top 5 would all fight each other, and whoever came, like whoever finished at the top would get a title shot. That's like how they used to do it, like proper contender fights. I feel like that's not the case. Like, look at Bilal now. Bilal's sat on a title shot. Listen,
but it's not just about it's not just about like winning. It's about like you have to have you have to be marketable, but there are some guys, for example, say what you want about Sean O'Malley, but he did beat pretty much. Nearly, he beat like Jan, and he did beat. Who else did he beat on the way up?
Only Jan. He only beat Jan. He had the weird fight with Munoz, and he lost.
Yeah.
It was only. But listen, Jan at the time when he beat Jan, just because
Jan was the number 1 guy.
Exactly, lost the belt, and he was the number 1 contender. He was ranked number 1. All that happens is that was fine. I weren't bothered about O'Malley. O'Malley skipped the whole queue and went to Jan, but he beat him just because O'Malley waited a year. And the Peter Yan win started to look worse because he kept losing. That's not O'Malley's fault. When O'Malley beat him, he was first. He was ranked number 1, so he deserved it. O'Malley had a short reign and jumped the queue, and definitely got a title shot off like 1 win against Yan. Whereas like a win against Yan doesn't get you a title shot now. But people forget it was like a year, 18 months ago now when he beat Yan.
No, yeah. So he beat Yan.
It was the Abu Dhabi the year before.
It was October 2022.
Yeah, exactly. So you're talking what?
That's not that long. I mean, it's like 10 months until. So
Jan's probably lost 3 fights in that time.
So he lost. So he lost to Aljo. He lost to Aljo. He loses to O'Malley like 5 months later, and then he loses to Marab about nearly a year ago.
He's lost 3 since then, hasn't he?
No. So what? Since when?
Oh no, he's only lost.
He's only lost once to Marab after the O'Malley fight.
No way. Why did I think he was on like a proper bad skid?
No, he is. He's lost 3 fights in a row, but it's just.
Oh yeah, because of the Sterling loss. Yeah.
No, yeah, because the first loss to Sterling was like but then he beat Sanhagen, remember? And then
I'm on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I kind of mean. Like O'Malley, the win over Jan looked a lot better when he got it.
Yeah, it didn't age well at the time. It really, because no one gave him a chance.
At the time as well, we didn't see Jan like we see him now. He'd unlucky to lose his title, and then a very close fight against Sterling. So a lot of people were like hating on Sterling enough to say that they thought Jan won.
Yeah,
Sterling definitely won. But going straight from that, you're thinking robbed with disqualification, unlucky fight, and then the O'Malley fight. The O'Malley win was massive at the time.
It was, and it was close. Like I remember watching it, thinking, "Oh," because I'd bet on O'Malley to win, so I wanted him to win. But I remember watching it, thinking, "Oh, it's close," but I think Jan's edged that one. But then when I watched it back, I was like, "Oh, maybe it was close." I could actually see how O'Malley won, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so I was just like, that was a good win, kind of thing. So
Well, I
yeah,
thought he lost. I'll be honest. I
sorry?
can't feel. I thought I'd do the video up here because it's chilling, and I just can't get comfy as well. Better downstairs.
Yeah.
O'Malley. No, I thought O'Malley lost.
At the time, I did. I still think
Yeah.
Jan won, but it was way closer than it seemed. I couldn't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was. But do you know? Because I thought he was going to. I thought he was just going to like batter him. But do you know what made me laugh is when the fight finished, I sort of thought that it would be like O'Malley would probably say he won and do all the like podcast circuits saying he won, and even though we lost a close decision, and like I feel like he took the fight not really thinking he could win anyway. Like because I don't know why at the time I felt like he wasn't that arsed about winning, didn't think he could win, and then. But it was just an easy, like, losing to Jan had no, like,
there's no downside.
it felt like an easy fight. Like, if he lost, we were all like, oh, he jumped up boards anyway. Do you know what I mean? He jumped straight to number one from, like, what was he, like 12 or something at the time?
Yeah, something like 8, maybe 8.
It was, like, unreal. I bet he couldn't believe his luck. And then to get, like, the only thing I think he would have been a bit gutted by was the fact that he had to fight Sterling for the belt. Because I did feel like he didn't want to get ragdolled and that. And I think he worried about that.
I reckon he was probably. I don't think he was worried because obviously he's probably thinking. I think he would have rather have fought Cejudo.
That's what I'm saying. I think he wanted to. No, I don't mean he was actually like gutted, like worried he was fighting Sterling. I mean, like of the two, of the Cejudo Sterling fight, he definitely would have wanted Cejudo. I feel like he would have battered Cejudo. He will be praying Cejudo beats Merab.
But I don't. Do you know? Now the more I think about it, I can't see how Cejudo wins. But
the Merab wins.
But I've seen a lot of people saying, do you know what? I could just see Cejudo knocking him out.
No chance.
He's got better hands than Merab. You have to admit that. Yeah, come on, he does. He's got better striking than Merab.
But not what? And his striking was never great, and it looked like significantly worse in the Sterling fight. Maybe that was ring rust, but it looks. His striking in the Sterling fight was terrible compared to what it was in the Cruz fight or the Marais fight.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I actually can't wait for that one. It's gonna be really good.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's a good card. That UFC 299, 298. Oh no, 299 is a sick card.
Yeah, it's 299. Yeah.
It's a sick card. Right, we'll have to move on because we ended up spending 12 minutes on Luke Brady.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll go to, and I want some fucking props for this, actually, my guy, right? I want some fucking props for this. So, the main card, UFC 300, you fucking shot it down on our last video. Gaethje versus Max for the BMF title. Did I not call that out or what?
I don't like it, though. I don't like it.
Oh, no, I hate it. I'm not sitting here saying I like it.
I don't like it for either of them, to be honest.
I don't mind it for Gaethje. Why would you not mind it for Gaethje? He's going to be on UFC 300, right? We know the belt's shite. He knows the belt's shite. He wouldn't even hold the interim title. This is why the BMF thing's funny on him. Because Gaethje threw away the interim title saying, I'll wait for the real thing. He doesn't really parade it around, but now he's got this BMF title. Obviously, he's just playing the game. He gets pay-per-view points, doesn't he? So it's fine. Against Max, he's going to fucking obliterate Max. It's going to be entertaining. Max is the only thing that it could do for him here, which I think is a real thing that happens in fighting, and it used to happen in wrestling and shit back in the day when I watched wrestling, but it happens in fighting. If you beat to death someone who's so loved by the fans, it can almost work against you on popularity. Do you know what I mean? People take like a bad. I feel like he was much more loved before he beat fucking Tony to like an inch of his life.
I think people were upset that Tony didn't win, but I don't think that's made him less popular or anything, to be honest.
I think he's less popular now than he used to be. I think I might just be blinded by the reason why. So I do like Gaethje, and I do like him, and it's one of only a few of his clients that I do like. But I hate Ali Abdelaziz.
Me too.
His clients, but then so it's hard for me to like some of them. That's why I like Cejudo on that. I don't mind hating on him.
I don't like Ali Abdelaziz, but I do like a lot of their fight. But a lot of his fighters I don't like. The way I see it, it's not like I just got to separate the two. Like,
No, I don't. There's a lot of fighters of his that I would like if he didn't manage them, but then there's ones
oh
that I
yeah,
do like. There's ones that I do like where I put it aside. Cody Garbrandt, I'll always like Cody. Can
yeah,
put it aside for him, obviously. So one of the best things I was happy about was when that's why I hated him. Do you remember how much I used to say how much Hamzat was like overrated and that?
yeah.
I used to always say Leon would run through him. He's terrible. He'll gas. And do you know what the funniest thing is? Everything I used to say about him, to me, I'm being vindicated when I watch him fight. But because he left Ali as Ali as if I drink with him. When he left
Ali Abdelaziz.
Ali, I smashed it first time. Then I just why can't I say it this time? When he left him, that's well easier. I was buzzing because then I could fully jump on the hype train, and I did.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I always liked Hamza anyway, but it did feel more comfortable. But yeah, but there are a lot of fighters that he has that I do really like. Like I really like Usman. I do like Gaethje.
Oh, see, I never got behind Usman.
I've always liked Usman. I've always liked him.
I didn't like the act.
Yes, yeah, I didn't like the act, but I did like him. Like when he was like a bit more just not trying to like be more natural. He was way better.
Yeah.
And I was just
I feel like it took him losing to Leon to be a bit sounder.
I personally think he was. I always liked him. I think he's a good analyst and he's like quite funny and stuff. And I just like his style. Like I know sometimes people say, "Oh, he's boring wrestler," but his fights are usually pretty good. So
that was one thing I used to. I think it did go away towards the end. Like if you think of his actual title run, was he in one boring fight in his title run?
So he had the Tyron Woodley fight where he just dominated him, and I'd say
but I mean his title run as champion.
Oh, so the first Masvidal fight.
Oh yeah, that was completely. Yeah, I can't.
I think that was it actually. To be fair, I think it was just the first Masvidal fight.
The first Masvidal fight was terrible, but Masvidal was in survival mode.
And also, like, Usman was like prepared for Gilbert Burns. Yeah, so I would say just that fight, and obviously when he beat Woodley, he dominated him. But that was just more Woodley he didn't offer anything back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Colby, especially the first Colby fight, was incredible. So,
the first one I loved it, and the second one I was gutted that Colby lost. Gutted.
I wanted Colby to win as well. That's what I'm saying. I like both of them. So it's just
So it's weird because I never liked Colby at first. But I think I didn't like him because he was an act, right? And then I think I started to find him funnier because he is an act. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like I feel like, but I used to think it used to annoy me that people got like wound up by him so much. Like everyone got annoyed, and then I feel like people stopped getting annoyed and just started liking him and finding him funny.
Yeah, because I didn't realize it was an act at first.
All right, okay.
I was like, what the hell? So then I just felt he was a bit like cringe. And then when I realized it was an act, I was like, he's actually hilarious. So I was like,
hilarious. Ariel Helwani, because he's obsessed with, because that's like since I started getting back at like not back into MMA, but into MMA, I feel like I've been like obviously I came into it as a super casual. If you're a casual, I feel like the people you follow are like Ariel Helwani and that.
Yeah.
So I just start all the way through me like an MMA. I've just listened to his show all the time. Like most weeks I'll catch it. Sometimes this is going to sound like the most xenophobic thing ever, but sometimes I will just skip an interview if it's translated. I ain't listening to translated interviews. Don't care enough, right? It's bad. I know it's bad, but I won't. And then sometimes if it's like, listen, I appreciate it because I can't speak any other languages, but the Jiri I can't even pronounce his name. Jiri Prohaska interview this time was hard. Sometimes it's hard to get through when the like humor from both sides doesn't land. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't know if I can how to if an English someone who speaks English speaks to another person who's like born English, you know what I mean, or born American. I feel like you can even in English to American, it doesn't work really. They don't get each other's jokes, and the conversation's not as fluid.
Ariel's interview the other day with Anthony Joshua, that was really good.
That was sick.
That was funny. I thought it was funny, kind of thing.
No, that was a good interview. But there's sometimes I used to think when he had it, they were good because they were matey. But sometimes Till, like when he has interviews with Till,
I think the one with Darren Till is so good.
Yeah, but sometimes the Till's jokes just go well over his head.
Yeah, I guess that's like an American thing. But yeah,
definitely.
His interviews with Till are usually pretty good. I always find them
because he's so matey, innit?
Yeah, they got good. They got that good banter. Even the one with Dylan Dennis, when everyone hated Dylan Dennis. I always found those hilarious, like the ones that he had.
I've never liked Dennis. Just even that on Logan Paul's misses, like I'm not like asked, like it didn't bother me, but even then I thought that was like proper super weird. Like I think it's more weird than funny, if you know what I mean. Not asked, don't care that he did it, not offended by it one bit. Probably did laugh at a few things, but if I had to categorize it as was it a funny thing to do or was it a weird thing, I'd say it was weird. I've never been into Dennis at all.
Right, really.
That Pete Carroll said that they used to terrorize the life out of him in the McGregor camp. Like he was like the boy that but you can half imagine it like all the Irish lads and that used to proper like terrorize him.
Yeah.
Like because he is like proper nerdy and that, and he was just like this like nerdy jiu-jitsu guy who they brought into the camp, and apparently they all just fucking terrorize him.
They're actually like really good mates. Like even now, they're still quite
good mates, yeah. But Pete Carroll says like it's hard for we don't know this. So to me, I can Dylan Dennis can act however he wants, and it's not hard for me to sit through it because I don't know what he really is like. But that Pete Carroll says it's hard to sit and listen to him how he talks and tell people they're dead. Because when he was in the camp with McGregor and that, he's like a proper quiet guy and like they all like rip him all the time and he doesn't really say anything back and stuff. That's what Pete Carroll says on the. Do you listen to that podcast? Pete Carroll.
I've seen like some clips and stuff, but I don't know. I don't really.
So he's got a sick podcast with Ariel Helwani and Chuck Mindenhall, the man with the heart.
Doesn't ring a bell now.
He's the sickest. Pete Carroll, Ariel Helwani, and Chuck Mindenhall. Chuck Mindenhall's one of my favorite MMA journalists, like top 3. They have their own podcast every week on Wednesdays on Spotify.
Well, is that the Ringer show?
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever because the thing is, I listen to Ariel's show twice a week. I don't want to listen to like another one, and it's just
I get that.
And I already watched Bisping. I make sure I always listen to Bisping.
I listen to Bisping's. So on Bisping's, right? What are you saying? Do you like Bisping's more when Anthony Smith's on it or when he's off it?
Oh, I like it more when Anthony Smith's there.
Yeah, same. But sometimes you don't think him and Harrington can have a good decent show.
Like the other day, he had Laura Sanko on there.
And did it? I don't like.
So Anthony Smith was. Sorry.
I don't like. I usually skip Bisping's podcast because I've got a few podcasts I can watch and sometimes I can get backed up. If one's gonna go, it'll be Bisping's if he's got a guest on. Not interested in him. Him and Anthony Smith are terrible interviewers when it comes to.
No. But she wasn't a guest. She stepped in for Anthony Smith.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. So they I think they interviewed people together. Like she wasn't a guest. Like they did ask her a question.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it. She was a host, like a guest host or something.
Yeah. So she literally was.
Anthony Smith,
and they were doing it together. They did the show together. She was. She was a guest. But it wasn't like like when they get guests and it's like.
I get it. Yeah, it's not a half an hour guest. She was doing the full show.
She did the whole show. She did. It was really good.
I should have listened to that. I probably must have thought she was just a guest. I can't stand that. Like, so Ariel Helwani's show, I can watch him when he does like special ones where he doesn't actually thingy anybody.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't interview anybody. But I wouldn't want his show to not be interviews. But to me, I just want to hear them two chat about stuff. That's all. I'm not interested in them interviewing.
Right. Yeah, but like to be honest, what I like about Bisping's show with the guests, it's really quick. They're not on there for ages.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, we only keep them for like 15, 20 minutes. Like, yeah. I think they had Volkanovski on like yesterday.
Really?
I haven't watched it yet. They might have him on for a while because he's like a champ or whatever. But everyone else, I think the other day they had on like, who did they have? I can't remember who they had.
Yeah, MVP.
They had Michael Bennett Page on, and it was just like him for 10 minutes, and then it was like someone else for 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I skip him. I do skip his podcast if he's got guests on it. It can't be asked. But what the good thing about him is because he's a fighter and respected, he gets sick guests on his.
Yeah, and like he can sort of give like a perspective that say Ariel and other
people as well.
Sorry,
they open up more to him as well.
Yeah.
Right, listen, we've got a hard out of 45 minutes. We've been 24 minutes.
We've got 20 minutes.
We've got the only last fight announcement we'll be quick on this one. Jim Miller versus Bobby Green for UFC 3.
Oh, do you know what? I watched his fight on. I was just happy that Jim Miller like wasn't injured, and I was just like, my mate were watching UFC on Saturday, and I was like, I'm worried that he's gonna get like knocked out or injured, and then he won't be able to fight on UFC 300. So I didn't know why he took that fight. in the first place. But now I'm happy that it's just been announced.
Yeah, but the guy he was fighting was fucking terrible. That's what the fight was, a knockover job.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is I didn't get injured or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
no, true. But do you know what? Get this right. So you're saying this, and I again only found this out because of. Do you know what? How weird is that? I've just said this. I didn't realize this had skipped to it. But because of this podcast. Yeah.
Oh, with Luke Thomas.
Yeah. Guess it. Get this. Yeah. Jim Miller never had a surgery.
Yeah, I was just listening to him on Ariel this morning.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, because he was on there last night.
Oh, I've not heard it. Yeah, never had a surgery.
Yeah,
so I feel like he was never going to get injured. That's why he probably took the fight. He would just be buzzing to keep getting paid. He's got himself in a little position with the UFC where he's a big enough name where you can put him a couple of fights from the top on an Apex card or whatever, and he can fight anyone, knock over, because it's just like Jim Miller's old and he's still fighting, and it's like a nice story to sell the Apex cards with. And I feel like he's happy playing that role, and I feel like Bobby Green has sort of got into that role now. Yeah. And then obviously he got beat by Jalen Turner, but Jalen Turner's a genuine contender. He's unbelievable. So Bobby Green probably can't believe he's lucky he's getting to fight on UFC 300. He can probably beat Jim Miller.
I would expect it's a close fight, but I think Bobby Green should win.
Yeah, exactly.
They can both beat.
Yeah, I think he'll win. I think Bobby Green will win.
How much do you reckon? You said like about Miller. How much do you reckon he gets paid? Do you reckon?
You can definitely check. So you'll never get a contract thingy where it goes down in money. So, and I know for a fact I've
been there so long. He must be getting a decent check each fight.
You can check because Jim Miller's been fighting since they used to announce the purses, and he won't ever be on less. So hang on, I'll tell you what he was on for the last time. It's a lot, because was it the. Hang on. There's one of the fights he had where I know that where I couldn't believe how much he got paid for it. Yeah, I think it was Ali Quinter. Where was that fight? Oh no, I'm thinking of Bobby Green. The Pettis fight. Here we go. Pettis fight payouts. Definitely got a lot, So he was on that then. So he lost the Pettis fight, and then he gets Alex White, and the Pettis fight he gets 78 grand, yeah. And then he beats 78 grand, but he lost. And then the fight after that, he fights. Well, he loses another 2 fights in a row on 78 grand. And then he beats Alex White, and he gets, 156 grand, 78 wins, 78 show. Right. So he's definitely not on less than that.
What year was that?
2018.
Oh, so I reckon he's probably
got a pay rise.
He's probably making like 100 grand to show.
100 grand to show, 100 to win, I reckon.
Yeah, and you've got to think he's won 5 of his last 6 fights.
Exactly, he wins them all. Although, I did hear, who's another old guy who kept fighting for a while? I think it was maybe Matt Brown said it. Matt Brown said on one of his later contract negotiations, he said basically it'd be the equivalent of Jim Miller saying 100 grand to show him, no show and win, just 100 grand to show. So even though he's losing a bit of his top half if you get winning, when you get a bit older and you think you might trade wins and losses, that's what Matt Brown said he did. Can't remember what podcast it was on with. So ironically, that might have been on Fingy's podcast, Bisbin's podcast, when I said don't listen to guests. He said, I'm not saying the amount, but he negotiated less money than his show and win because he just wanted to just get paid to show up.
Right.
You can imagine Jim Miller probably being on a deal like that.
Yeah, or he might be on like 120 to just.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just happy to go. Even at the worst, even if he was on the worst and he just kept negotiating up his 78 and 78, he's getting 150 grand a fight to win. And he's
getting bonuses. He's usually getting a finish as well.
Yeah, exactly. And he's winning 2 a year every year for the last
5 years. Yeah.
Oh no, lost one. He won 2 a year every year for the last 4 years except 1 year. So he's getting paid nice money anyway. He's definitely on nice money.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He'll just fight till the wheels fall off him, won't he?
I reckon he'll get like a pay bump for UFC 300 maybe.
Yeah, definitely. He won't stop fighting until he's properly fucked. Right, let's get on to the UFC 297 because we've literally got off. This is what me and John do all the time. We fucking talk shit for too long that we have to race through this.
This card's quite thin.
Pardon?
This card's quite thin.
I don't. Yeah. So I keep hearing people say it's thin. But I don't think it's that thin, when I was looking at it before.
It'll be good, but it's thin.
The main card, so we'll just do the main card. Yeah. There is a couple of fighters you'll know on them thingy, but the people will know about who's asked. But the main card, to me, has got 5 fights I want to see on. Arnold Allen versus Evloev.
Yeah.
Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barry. Is it Barrier? Barrier.
So yeah,
Magny versus Malott.
yeah,
Pennington versus Bueno Silva. And
yeah.
Strickland Duplessis at DDP. I want to watch all 5 of them.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not. It's nothing amazing.
Obviously, it's not amazing, but
That's like a decent fight night card.
2 world title fights is a decent fight in that
Yeah,
card.
but
Stop
like
being a hipster. You
when I
liar.
Silva and Pennington is not a great fight. Like,
But I
not.
know, but come on, it's still a
Oh
title
no,
fight.
on paper, I'm not saying it won't be a very good fight. I'm just saying like
The
if
main
that
event
was
is
like
big as well. The main event is a big fight.
it is no, the main event's great, but like say if Bueno Silva and Pennington, let's just say it wasn't a title fight and it headlined the
Oh,
Apex.
terrible. Yeah,
It would've
terrible.
been
But
like, oh,
I mean, still, it's a title fight,
yeah,
isn't it? It's for a belt. It's still massive.
yeah.
For UFC standards. I think the
It'd be
card's
good.
good. So, right, we'll tell you what, we'll just start the bottom, but we'll not really, we don't have to go that much into, we'll go quite into Arnold Allen because he's English, but maybe not go too much into, if we've only got 15 minutes left. So, Arnold Allen versus Evloev. What do you reckon of that fight?
Well, I did say everywhere future champion, so I probably would say him, but I only realised this stat the other day. What's his name? Mofsar's never had a finish in his career, or like in the UFC.
What? Never?
Yeah. I can't believe that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to double check on Tapology, but I was like, that can't be right. Like, he's never had. I'm going to double check now on Tapology, but I'm pretty sure he's never had a finish, like, which is insane.
He's only won 3 by knockout for 10 by decision.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it now.
Oh, decision. Yeah, you're right, mate. What the fuck?
In the UFC, not one finish.
7 in a row. 7 decisions in a row.
7 decisions. I mean, that's just...
Arnold's going to kill him. I'd love Arnold to win.
Yeah, do you know what's funny? Volkanovski said he thinks Allen's going to win as well.
If Allen wins, I reckon he can, because if Allen wins and Volkanovski wins, because he'll have no challenges less Volkanovski, I think he'll get the Volkanovski by Allen.
What about yeah.
No one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You could do the Ortega Rodriguez. The only one that you could probably do is if Ortega beats Rodriguez, because the first one had that weird round.
Okay, so what you're
It wasn't a close fight.
Wait, so are you saying that like say Allen wins, he would fight the winner of Ortega Rodriguez?
No, I'm saying that the only other real title challenger you would have for Volkanovski is maybe Ortega and
I guess he's beaten both Volk. Sorry, he's beaten Ortega and Rodriguez already. Yeah, I can see that.
So who else? That's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm trying to stress is how little there is title challenges if Volkanovski wins. He's beat everyone.
Do you know what I was thinking though? I was thinking this earlier. Do you know what would actually be a sick fight? I would love to see one day. Topuria versus Mofsar.
Why?
Because it's like everyone thinks these two guys are the best, not including Volk. And it'd be like, oh my god, who's going to win? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm not like massively high on Mozart, not at all, really.
But he is. I feel like he's just very defensively, like, just very good. And I know he doesn't, like we said, he hasn't got any finishes. But
not really. I honestly don't think he's that good. I think Allen's going to win comfortably, though. Right, we'll move on from that one anyway. But it is. If Allen wins that, he is right on the cusp of a title shot.
Oh, and I saw another stat. Sorry, just quickly. Allen's never been taken down in the UFC.
What?
Never been taken down.
Allen?
No, one person's ever taken him down.
Arnold Allen?
Yeah.
No
so
way,
that's why I saw that tweet. It was like, Movsar's never had any finishes, but he's got the highest control time in like featherweight in the current featherweight. And Allen's never been taken down, so it's like, what is going to happen? Something
That's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think that's the fight I'm looking forward to most.
So after that you got Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barriot. Obviously Canadians. That's the Canadian side in it. Do you know what? I think Chris Curtis will win this. I know it's probably a bit of a setup fight where they want to get. Do you know where you get like a prospect who, because Chris Curtis is ranked 14th, well, you're never quite sure why he's ranked 14th, but you get a prospect into the top 15 because then you can start moving them through the top 15. I think that's what they're going for here, the UFC. So yeah. I obviously think they think Barriot could be a good Canadian prospect for them because they're going to go to Canada. I think two more. I think they've got a thing where they have to go to Canada with 2 fight nights and a numbered card. That's where they went to back to Toronto last year. Yeah. But I think Chris Curtis will win, and I like Chris Curtis as well. I like Chris Curtis. I think he's all right.
I like both, but the thing is,
See, I can hear that noise now.
sorry.
Can you hear that noise? No.
Yeah, I think that's my laptop. I think it's just let me plug out the charger. I think that's what it was. Can you still hear it?
Yeah.
It will go down a bit, but I think that's what it is.
Oh, is it?
My laptop's so old. It's like 2012 Mac. Like, it's so bad.
Sounds like a fucking like something setting off.
It's like a fan. Yeah, I can hear it.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking, because obviously at the start I couldn't hear the noise, but now I can actually, yeah, it must be the laptop. Maybe so. Maybe the clips I've posted where you're like, it sounds fine, are in the start of the video.
Yeah, I can hear it now as well.
For
Yeah.
your laptop fucking heats up, mate.
It's so old. Yeah.
That's why we're nearly done anyway.
The thing is about Curtis, he's lost his last two, but it's weird. It's weird losses. Like the fight with Kelvin Gastelum. He got poked in the eye, didn't he?
No, he got knocked out with a headbutt.
Yeah. So
Flash, he admitted it. Flash knocked out in a headbutt, and if you watch it, he was out. Head
yeah,
clash, Flash knocked out.
So I don't know. Like Curtis is really good, but Barrio just knocks people out, and he's a lot bigger. Like
Yeah,
if you look at the odds, Chris Curtis is quite a decent favorite. He's not massive favorite.
I'm looking now, only a tiny favorite.
But like, I thought the odds would be closer. I thought it'd be like even, to be honest, both ways. I don't really know.
That is pretty much evens though.
I thought Chris Curtis was like 1.57.
Well, anything below 2 is close, though, isn't it?
I guess so. But I was just a bit like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this one.
Right, Magny versus. So then we can chat a bit more shit about the top 2 fights because I think we'll end up going long on Strickland. Magny versus Mike Malott.
I think Malott's gonna win, but I think won't be like. I don't think he'll run for him. I think it'll be like a decision, not a close decision, but I think he'll win. And it's like Magny's a hard guy to finish. I know he hasn't.
This is exactly what I've just said with the last fight because Magny's 13, and I think they like him a lot, and he's very popular in Canada. Ariel Helwani loves him, gives him the big push, which always helps. So I think they're trying to sneak him into because once you're in the top 15, other people in the top 15 will fight you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People always mourn about not fighting unranked, and I think they're trying to get him Magny's rank, and I think he will beat Magny. I don't think Magny's never going to be a easy out for anyone, really. I know he has, like, when he steps up to the top level, like Gilbert Burns just like destroyed him, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But when he fights at this level, like prospects and that, he'll always stay in there and hang in there.
No, though. I know Mike Malott's a prospect. You know he's 32. Like he's gonna be 33 this year. I thought he was like 23. Like he's really, he looks really young.
Do you not think I said that though? I think maybe to you.
Yeah.
I don't think people are coming through older now. Like they come through a little bit older. They don't seem to like come through as young as they used to do. Prospects will be like Tom Aspinall. Everyone says he's like a proper prospect. What is he? 30, 31?
31.
I know it's UFC. I know it's heavyweight division. It's a bit different, but still 31. Just to have had as little fight as he's at.
I think though, but I think in heavyweight it's a bit different because you've got to think. Say Stipe's 40. 10 years ago, no one was talking about Stipe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. No, so that's true.
With Mike Malott, he looks like. Because he's got like the fresh face. I thought he was like 25, 26 kind of thing. To be fair, he only just turned 30.
32, yeah, just turned 32. I've heard him on Ariel's show a couple of times. I didn't think he sounded old or anything.
Yeah,
I think he'll win. I think he'll win by decision. So we've got two world title fights. So we've got Raquel Pennington versus Bueno Silva. What we go? Do you know? I'll go on that one. I think I'm gonna go for. See, I think Pennington's gonna win, right? But will not be. But I think it's not hard because I don't even really like her. I've just got a weird feeling she's going to win because I think Bueno Silva should win, is probably the better fighter. And her versus Julia Pena is a well bigger fight than Pena versus Pennington. So, I wouldn't be surprised with Bueno Silva winning, but I do weirdly think Pennington's going to win.
Well, it's one of those fights that could go either way. I think if I was to bet on it, I would say Bueno Silva's going to win. Based on what I've seen from her, she just seems way more like and just more well-rounded. And I just think, not that Bueno Silva's huge, but like when I watched Pennington fight Nunes, I feel like she just felt like I'm so small. I know Nunes is big, but she just looked tiny. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like, I look at her and think you should be fighting at flyweight kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd get that size, but I'm getting an echo now. What's happening here? Can you hear this?
Well, on your side?
Yeah, mate. Can you hear me when I talk?
No, you sound fine.
Whoa, that's all right now. I don't know why it just went dead loud then. Yeah, I think I don't know. Do you know what it is? And this is if I'm just going to be truthfully honest with a fight like this. I just don't really care enough to like know who's going to win, and like I will watch it, but like I don't expect it to be a great fight, and no one's really that interested in this fight, are they?
Yeah, like
Like you
my
said, it was a headline in an Apex event. You wouldn't watch it.
well, I did to be honest. I did watch her fight Holly Holm
Or
in the
did you?
summer last year. I like
Yeah.
fight, and I really like Holly Holm, and I was like, oh, she was doing well. Like she could have won that fight, but then she got tapped. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just like,
See, I never watch Apex cards at all ever.
I mean, if I'm not doing anything, I pretty much would.
I did in lockdown, obviously, because there was nothing else. But never, no matter who's headlining an Apex card, I won't
Oh,
watch
did
it.
you not watch Magomed and Walker?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I haven't watched an Apex card since crowds came back. I can't watch no crowds, mate. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not as good, but then sometimes, yeah, because you know, I was thinking this the other day. I remember watching, and I remember that it was. So this is like nearly a year into lockdown. It was February 2021. I remember watching Kamaru Usman against Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
It felt like the tension, like when they both walk into the tent.
Nah.
Oh my
I watched
God.
that fight, and I do. Maybe not just that fight, but yeah, it felt like it always felt more like when you felt like you were more on edge when they were hitting each other as well because you could hear it.
Oh, I was watching.
And the punches sounded like ridiculous, and when someone hit someone, you'd be on edge with it. Yeah, I get that.
And I was like, oh my God. And then I remember Gilbert dropped Usman in the first round. And I was like, oh my. So it's like, whereas now when you're watching like Apex cards, like, for example, you get some good fights in there. Like, I think about a year and a half ago, Alexa Grasso fought, she beat somebody before she beat Valentina. I can't remember who she beat. It was a main event. But that should be like a huge moment. But
Because it's an Apex card, yeah.
That big, no.
Right, we'll get off the women. We're going to go to the main event. We've got about 5 minutes to spend on this. We'll have to rush through it. Sad that we've just talked about garbage at the start. To be honest, the garbage is probably better. Right, Sean Strickland versus DDP, Drinkis, Duplessis. Who are you going for?
I don't know who's going to win, but I don't think it will go to the decision.
No, I haven't got a clue who's going to win, but I don't think it'll go to... The reason why I don't think it'll go to decision is only because... So it's not because I think... Strickland's a finisher or anything. I think I think it'll either be DDP catches Strickland or DDP gasses. I know we'd say he doesn't gas anymore, but gasses and Strickland just fucks him up. It's going to be a sick fight, you know.
Because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, like Strickland, obviously he spars all the time and he fights 5 rounds. Most of his fights go to decision. He doesn't get tired kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like DDP... Obviously, he's got the weird thing with his nose where he's got that sorted now, but like he's pretty much finished everyone within like 2-3 rounds.
3 rounds, and he gasped. I know the Till thing was before the nose surgery, but he gasped bad in the Till fight.
He did, but in fairness, I do think that fight should have been stopped earlier. There was like a point where Till was just getting battered, and it was just like
but then Till was all right. When I rewatched that fight recently, honestly, maybe a week ago, because it was on. I think it went on as a free fight on YouTube, and Till's putting his thumb up. He's getting battered, but don't get me wrong, but he's not. It's not as bad as you think, and then he batters him in the second round.
I don't know. I think I don't know. It's weird because when you see what other people say. Like I watched Izzy's got quite a good YouTube channel, and he was saying how he thinks that DDP is going to finish Strickland in the 4th or 5th. That's what he's saying. He was like, but he also said the same thing. I could see DDP gassing and then Strickland just jamming kind of thing.
That's what I can see more than anything is DDP gassing and Strickland
just going to try and wrestle.
Who, DDP?
Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
Strickland's such an awkward guy to try and take down.
Yeah, exactly. And Strickland can wrestle, can't he?
He could, yeah. He's not like he's a great wrestler. He can grapple, obviously, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go.
I just don't see the fight either. Even then, I think it'll be a standing fight. I do think it'll be more standing, but maybe someone does maybe you could almost see a DDP hurting Strickland and Strickland like wrestling because he's hurt. Like I don't know if that makes sense. I
panic wrestle.
Panic mode, and that because sometimes with these fights you never think you think they can't be boring, and then sometimes they are boring. Imagine if imagine if they both just grappled and that.
I don't know.
I hated the fact. Have you seen the thing where they meet up and they shake hands in the hotel and that? I hate that.
Oh, no, I didn't mind. I don't think it's going to affect. I never thought even the stuff at the thingy.
They had a fist fight, bro. The UFC.
Yeah, no, I never thought that would affect the fight. To be honest, like if it was like a day or two before, maybe, but it's like a month. Do you know what I mean? And it's like they can't do that now. And obviously, we'll see what happens at the press conference. That's what, tomorrow, tonight? No, it's
Friday,
tonight.
yeah, press conference Friday, weigh-in Saturdays. Oh no, press conference Thursday. Wait, yeah, because then they're cutting weight Friday and then Saturday
Yeah.
weigh-in. Yeah,
So tonight's the press. So we'll
I
see what
love the
happens.
weigh-in show me with DC and that.
Sorry.
They won't probably do it for this one, but I love the weigh-in show with DC. And
They are doing a weigh-in show, aren't they?
are they doing the weigh-in show?
They always do the weigh-in show.
The actual full show with DC and Laura Sanko usually on it.
Yeah. Why would they not be doing it for this one?
I thought they only do it for like the American cards.
No, they.
Have I made that up?
I'm pretty sure. Do you know the last Canada card? Who was the main event? It was Nunes versus.
Nunes versus Pena rematch.
Well, I feel like Canada's already around the corner. That would be like, that'd be like doing it in America.
I might be making it up. I honestly might be making it up. I might be completely making it up. I don't know.
Maybe they don't do ones for like London or Brazil or something.
Yeah, potentially. Right, so we're going to win because we're going to have to wrap this up. We did have a proper hard out.
I'm gonna say if I have to, I'm gonna say DDP.
I'm going to go Strickland just because then that's against you. So,
but I to be honest, I'm happy with either outcome. I like both guys. So, but
I'd rather Strickland because I think I don't like DDP at all. Find him boring and everything. But I wouldn't mind DDP because I feel like DDP will, if he wins, Izzy will fight DDP and it'll be a big thing.
Do you not think? I think it would be good, but how can they give? I don't think they'll give Adesanya a title shot.
They will, 100%. If he wants it, they'll give it to it. Right, we can't even get into this because I need to go.
Okay, fine. Right, we'll do it next week.
Just finish this on the. I promise you, the UFC will give Izzy a title shot his first fight back.
I don't think most people would have a problem with it.
No one would have a problem with it. Why would you? He's the fucking king.
He's arguably the greatest middleweight ever. So yeah.
Exactly. Right. Anyway, we're gonna go. So I'll put this out tonight at some point.
Yeah. Cool.
Next time we'll do. We only had a little. The next time we do one of these, it needs to be where there's no time thinking like me and John do. We can just go and go. So
yeah, fine. Well, next week. Yeah. I'm not working. So
we'll box it anyway. We'll see when the next card is because I think is the fight in that card after this a good one. What's after this?
Let's have a little look. See.
I'm on it now.
Oh, the next one's Roman Dolidze against Nasruddin Imavov.
Yeah, we're not doing a video on that. We can maybe tell you what, if the more UFC 300 fights get announced, we'll do a little video just on fight announcements. But I am not. I promise you, doing an Apex. I tell you what. Is that the Apex?
That card's not that great. I'm just looking at it now. Like,
well, I was gonna say you can do a 10-minute segment on your own where you sum up the Apex card if you want.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do. We'll talk about next week. We'll talk about fight announcements, and then then you can do a little 10-minute Apex bit.
Okay, because 2 weeks after that, then it's UFC 298, and then it's
and then there's a good fight night coming out soon. Anyway, I can't remember where it is, but there would definitely.
I think this is Jack Manson against Joe. Actually, no, that's not even the good fight. The good fight night is the one after. It's the Mexico one. Brandon.
Yeah,
that's the good one. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna shoot.
All right, later.